One of my subscribers, or someone who's obviously watching my YouTube channel, took the time to track me, find out where I work. I mean, this is next level stalker stuff here. And they actually applied for a job there and got hired. Hey guys, maybe around 20 back again to tell you one of the craziest stories that's ever happened to me in real life. I've never really talked about this on my YouTube channel because I don't want anyone else trying to recreate this or copy this person, because this is like next level stalker stuff. I mean, this happened about 5 years ago, and I was very careful not to really talk about it because there's a lot of people that like to try to copy people and do stuff like this, but I feel very confident that this probably won't happen again because something like this is extremely rare. And I wanted to talk about this because a lot of people ask me if, like, have I ever met anyone in real life that, like, noticed me on the street and stuff like that? And yes, it's happened a handful of times. One of them actually at my place of employment. I don't know how the guy did this, but he somehow found out where I work and he got a job there. So let me explain. So this is exactly what happened. I got called into the office by management, and this guy was laughing hysterically. The manager was laughing. This is the guy who actually does all the hiring. And he said, "Sean, we got some problems here." And I said, "What's that?" I said, "Do you know this guy?" And he gave me the guy's name. I'm not going to mention his name here. I said, "No, I don't know who this guy is." He said, "Yes, he's not a family member. He's not like a close friend." I said, "No, I have no idea who this guy is." I said, "Why do you ask?" He said, "Well, in his interview, in the middle of the interview was going good and everything, and he said, 'Does Van Buren 20 work here?'" And he started laughing. The manager was laughing hysterically because he thought I put him up to it. He thought like this was one of my friends or a relative or something like that, and they knew obviously I worked there, so he said Van Buren 20, because obviously management and stuff, they're familiar with my YouTube channel. They know I have one, and they know I go by Van Buren 20 online. So he immediately thought that somebody put him up to it, and he was laughing because honestly, the odds of somebody applying for a job where I work that actually know who I am, or anyone who actually would notice me on the street, it's extremely rare. Someone who has just under 40,000 subscribers, for anyone to notice you, let alone at work. I mean, it's like 1 out of 1 million. It's so extremely rare for this to happen. So he thought it was hilarious. And I said, "So what happened?" He said, "Well, I hired him." I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." So I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, he was asking about you the other day, actually. We hired him last week. I just thought you should know. And he said, everyone's gave him a little nickname. I'm like, "What's his nickname?" He's like, "Everyone's calling him Super Fan." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, they're calling him Super Fan." So obviously everyone's hazing this guy at work, which I don't condone, by the way. I mean, I don't condone people bullying or, making fun of anyone. But everyone was giving him a hard time because, he was excited. He wanted to meet me. He was excited. He wanted to meet me, right? So he was just being called Super Fan over and over again. So I go to work, and we worked opposite shifts. So, I was on, I believe I was on third shift at the time, and he was on first shift. And I remember in the morning he came in. I still don't know what this guy looks like, but management came up to me and he said, "Oh, by the way, that guy, he's right over there. He's down. He's over here in this. I work in a warehouse, and he's like, he's in this section of the warehouse. He's like, he told me what he was wearing and everything." So I go over there and I see him, and I'm like, "Okay, I gotta have fun with this now at least." So I tapped the guy on the shoulder. He turned around and I said, "Van Buren 20 back again." I went into character and I was having fun with it. And the guy started laughing his butt off. He was hysterical. He was laughing. He was getting a good joke out of it. And he said, "I tell you what, Sean, this is not what I expected." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Everyone's making fun of me here, man." He's like, I can't, it's like really bothering me. Everyone's really making fun of me." And I was like, "Why are they making fun of you?" "Well, they're calling me Super Fan." And I said, "Well, that's just to be expected." I said, "Everyone knows who I am. I'm just a normal guy. I'm no one special, especially to my friends here. They don't see me as nothing special, and I am nothing special. So If you're talking highly of me and you're really anxious to see me, they probably think it's hilarious. To them, they think it's hilarious. So that's why they're just poking fun at you. It'll pass. I said, don't even worry about it. It'll pass. And what was concerning about this is I said, well, how did you get a job here? Like how did you? I'm so confused. Like, how did you know where I work? Because I never tell anyone like where I work and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, I know. He's like, you made a video one time of your company picnic, and I kind of figured it out. And that really scares me honestly because yes, I did make a video of my company picnic, but it didn't really show any locations, and there was really nothing that you could have taken from that video to find out where I work. So it was really confusing to me. And I was like, oh wow. So it was a little freaky at the time, obviously. So I was just kind of let it roll off my shoulders, and I was like, oh, okay. And shook his hand. I said it was nice to meet you, and that was that. Next day, I go into work, and he quit. The guy has quit, and I was like, I was so confused because we had a good conversation. I told him, hey, don't worry about the guys are going to tease you, but that's what guys do. That's what, especially in the workforce, guys are going to have fun and joking around. That's just what guys do. But he quit. So I don't really know why he quit. Because I just had a conversation with him the other day, and then he quit. So, some of my friends at work was like, well, I think he only got a job here to meet you, and then once he meets you, he quit. And I was like, that can't be it. There's no way that's what happened. And this is just my opinion, I don't know, but I think he got sick of people calling him super fan, and the hazing unfortunately probably got to him. And again, I don't condone any of that or nothing like that, and shame on the people for picking on him. But I mean, he's a grown man. I mean, if someone calls me a super fan, I'm not really going to get that offended by it. But to this day, I have no idea what happened. The whole situation boggles my mind. To this very day, it kind of still creeps me out, honestly, that somebody took the time to find out where I work, went through an interview process, got the job, and then as soon as he meets me and we have a conversation, he quits the next day. So the story, at work, a lot of people joke around about it, is that I made the guy quit somehow, which obviously I didn't. I honestly don't know what happened. All I can think of is maybe the guy got sick of people, hazing him about that, being super fan, but I don't know. Leave a comment below, guys, and let me know what you think of this crazy situation. Thank God this only happened one time. I think anyone that takes the time to try to, I mean, that's borderline stalking. And I'm sure you can say maybe it's just a weird coincidence that this guy somehow just had a job interview and got hired at the same place that I work. And in the interview, just put two and two together and was like, I think Van Buren 20 works here. But I feel like that is so unbelievable. I think this guy had to do some type of homework to figure out where I work. And it's honestly scary to think about. And hopefully nothing like this ever happens again, guys. Leave a comment below, guys. Let me know, what do you think of this crazy situation? We were talking about it the other day at work, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to make a video about this because I never told you guys that this happened, but it definitely did. And it's something I'll never forget. Pretty much all for right now, guys. And as always, there'll be more to come shortly. Thanks again.